This video will contain spoilers for Shin Sakura Wars. You have been warned. Genon, or President G, had attempted many times to recreate Sakura Shinguji in his image, using the lock of hair he had attained many years ago. From globby messes to ugly humanoids, his failures had slowly but surely started to show progress, until one day, he made something he was satisfied with, a being with an almost identical look to Sakura Shinguji herself. "Welcome to the world," he said. The Shinguji clone stared at her creator with silence, indicating to him that some work still needed to be done. Some time passed and President G had continued to make clones of Shinguji, dubbing each of them Yasha. Each being remarkable improvements over the last, and each one would strike down their previous versions as a final test. These many Yasha would perform a multitude of tasks to strengthen President G's grip of wolf. Assassination being a common one, and at times silencing entire groups. The more destruction of outside factors, the more of his plan to eradicate humanity would go off without a hitch. Yasha 73. Congratulations on besting Yasha 72. Yasha 73 had bested her previous incarnation, just as Yasha 72 has done before her, and the many more who have done it as well. President G did, however, note that Yasha 73 had something the others did not. Now, while each version was always better than the previous for it, it was usually a straightforward combat upgrade and acted more akin to regular demons who listened to whoever was strongest. Yasha 73, however, could think for herself. While having stronger and stronger versions of the last was always something palpable, having something that can think for itself was more desirable. If he wanted a rampaging beast, he would have grabbed any random demon and be done with it. Some more time passed as he made Yasha 74 and Yasha 75 in quicker succession than normal, each being based off Yasha 73 to further test the waters. He tried to get the three of them to bond, as these pesky humans like to say, as a way to see if it really worked. It didn't seem to work, as it seemed like only Yasha 73 had any attempt of progress in that. Though she was the only one that knew what the bonding assignment was. When the time came for them to kill each other, G watched with great interest as Yasha 73 stood there and simply waited for the other two to finish tearing each other apart. 75 killed 74, but was badly wounded in the process. Yasha 73 approached the survivor and raised her sword above her head. A twinge of hesitation rummaged through her thoughts, but the hesitation wouldn't last long as 75 lunged for her. She swiftly cut her down. "Goodbye, sister." "Congratulations, Yasha 73. Or should I just call you Yasha, the one and only?" "Yes, master." We then cut to a day Yasha was sent out to kill a politician who opposed the President G all the way in Greece. It was a quick job as she sliced him down in a back alley. However, she heard a scream of a young girl, quickly turned around to see the girl hiding from her, her white hair obviously making her stand out. Yasha slowly made her way to the girl, raising her blade to strike her down as the girl could only cower in fear. However, she hesitated. She couldn't bring her blade down on this girl. Her hand shook as her mind quickly flashed back to a young boy scared out of his mind in the middle of a battlefield. Next, a younger blonde girl seeped into her mind, before finally settling on a lone little girl in a kimono, backed against a tree facing against a demon. The white-haired girl had already long shut her eyes for the inevitable, but opened them to see a hesitant hand reaching out to her. An uneasy warmth as opposed to the murderer. She dared not to utter a word as she reached for Yasha's hand, still thinking she was going to die at any moment. "Who are you?" Anastasia Palma. "Was that your parent I just killed?" No, they died during the war." Yasha had no idea why she was doing this, but it felt similar to how she just knew how to wield a blade. The skills were not of her own, but of those who she was a clone of, though she kept it mostly to herself. This wasn't the first time she's had something strange like this happen. She was usually able to shut them out before anything could come of it. "Come with me." Anastasia didn't really have a choice in the matter in her own mind. Yasha could easily strike her down at any moment, and was wondering what she had in store for her. Yasha took Anastasia to President G. He was surprised at the turn of events and was almost ready to just say, kill her. But a thought crossed his mind. Why not take her in himself and use her, even throw in a bargain to keep her on a leash? Years would pass by, and Yasha would loosely dote on Anastasia, and somewhat grow a faint bond, almost seeming to care for the girl. He was even a good sport when G revealed who they truly were. As G's plan was coming closer and closer to fruition, Anastasia would go on to become an actress to gain prestige. They would gain new allies as their powers grew, and things were going quite smoothly. Then, it was time to put everything they had been working on into motion. The time for the biannual combat review games came about. Everything would then proceed like it did in the game without much changes. However, Yasha did note that her target holding the Imperial Key would cause a strange amount of familiarity to wash over her. She kept it to herself, offhandedly mentioned it to Anastasia once. Chapter 4 goes exactly how it did in the game. However, when Amamiya comes crashing down into the theater and jumping out of her mech, things are a little different. As Amamiya charged down Yasha, her mind once again flashed back to the little girl being threatened by a demon all those years ago. She barely reacted in time as she blocked Amamiya's sword and stared face to face with the angered girl. Her face also clearly shows signs of despair. "Whoever you are, I know you're not her!" Yasha then said the first thing that came to her mind. "It's you." Amamiya's eyes widened as she let off on the offensive, and the two of them backed away from each other. "What do you mean?" Yasha scoffed. "I got what I came here for." "Are you or are you not Sakura Shin Yuji?" "I am Yasha." Amamiya noticed that she hesitated when she said that. "Wait!" The next moment, Yasha was gone. Was the commander wrong? Is she really? Amamiya contemplated as her friends finally made it down. Meanwhile, Yasha punched a wall as hard as she could and shouted in frustration. She just couldn't understand why. Why now of all times? "Well now, what do we have here? What is the fake all upset for? Did your master not give you enough treats?" Yasha gave a sharp glare at the man, or rather, the demon, Oboro. Well, that about does it for part 1 of this. I just wanted to test this out. It's something that I really wanted to try for a long time. For those of you who listen, thank you. And I'll see you next time.